Looks like we are good to go. All right. Sounds decent, and I think we're good. Starting a little late today. Apologize for that. We are going to be doing uh, some vintage cube today. There are only, I believe, a little bit more time left in. See, it says 4 days left for this vintage cube. So I figured that we would do another 3 days in a row this week of Vintage Cube gameplay for our streams, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then next week we'll return to normal schedule. Get back into Rain World, get back into maybe some MTG Arena, and then what was our other game? Oh yeah, Minecraft. Minecraft on Sundays, perhaps again. But for now, we are going to jump into a draft. I snagged another trophy actually off stream. I had the two that I got with mono red decks. I think both of those on stream. But then, just for fun, I did a draft and I had this insanely busted, like blue white artifact deck. I ended up getting a Mana Crypt, Urza Saga, Mishra's Workshop, and then the payoffs. I was like, oh, I also Tinker too. I don't know. The most busted thing was that in I think my round two, game one, I had like turn one Mana Crypt into like Voltaic Key, untap Mana Crypt, or Manifold Key rather, untap Mana Crypt, and then play Grim Monolith. Was my turn one, and I think I played a tap land as well. And just turn two played new Ugin, 7 mana Ugin, and my opponent just scooped after playing one land and passing. And then the game two, exact same thing happened. My turn one played like 10 mana worth of rocks or some ridiculous thing. So very, very busted deck. I think I already snagged a screenshot of it. I usually like to screenshot cool decks that I draft. I assume, oh yeah, I got it. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to jump into a draft right now. And hopefully, we'll do it again. More busted vintage cube decks. Let's go. As I mentioned last time, I don't mind winning with aggro decks. In fact, like I said, 2 of my trophies this season have actually come from red-based aggressive decks. But it would be cool to get some more spicy decks, like the one I just recently trophied with. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, if we pack one, pick one, get a Tinker or something, we'll go into that. Or we hack one, pick one, and Entomb, or we'll see where the draft takes us. But my preference would be to not just be a turn creature sideways deck. I generally prefer spicier brews. Okay, I also need to make sure that the sound on the game is okay. I think it's fine. It's usually excuse me, like felt like I was gonna burp there and then I didn't. It's usually kind of fine. The MTGO sound effects are like for whatever reason really loud, so I usually have to turn it down just a bit on the slider, but it should be good. All right. I'm excited. I have not drafted in a little bit. That deck that I just showed you, the blue-white artifacts deck, was from a few days ago, so it's been a second. Let's jump back in. What do we have here? We have... Oh, also, I've been playing Baldur's Gate with a friend, and we just we went into, like, we're in Act 1, we went into, like, the underground area of the Goblin Camp, looking for Halcyon. So we just like found Gut, and in the actual Baldur's Gate game, and it's fun to like. I've never played Baldur's Gate 3 before, so it's fun to like see the characters that I know from Magic cards, which I know for a lot of people is the other way around. But all right, let's see. We got a fetch land. Gut herself is actually like kind of a decent card. Like just having the ability to swing, immediately get a 4/1, and then the next turn you're swinging for 8 with just Guts 4/1s, plus Gut herself can swing. It's a lot of damage really quickly, so that's an option. Nothing here that's really standing out. In fact, I might just pick Gut. Show and Tell's cool, Fetch Land's cool, but I'm just going to take Gut. I feel like this card is pretty decent. 1, 2, 3 here. I know I just said that I would prefer to stay away from Turn Creature Sideways deck, but like there wasn't much in that pack, honestly, and this one is pretty good. So let's see where the draft takes us. We have an Ulamog, works well with Shallow Grave stuff, sneak attack stuff, Delayed Blast Fireball can be cool. Although fairly played, it's not like the best, just like a Pyroclasm basically. I could splash into white already, second color. So go red, white dual. This is a 5 mana red card, not as exciting. Again, not a very exciting pack to me. This pack is pretty underwhelming in my opinion. I might just take the Intrepid Adversary and go some sort of red-white aggro deck, which again, it's not my preference, but there's just not much here. This pack is very interesting. This is way more interesting than our previous packs. We have several combo cards. We have a Doomsday, a Yawgmoth's Will, and a Life Death. All 3 different kind of combo cards. Well, I guess these can go in the same deck, but like Reanimator, combo-y. Aether Spark is more artifact-y. For what we've picked so far, I would say Security Squadron is what I would be picking. It's just a 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance by itself, but then if you pair it with creature token makers like Gut, or if you squad it, then it's pretty decent. I have not played with this card yet, so I guess we'll pick it up, see what we can do. This pack's pretty easy. The best card in the pack is also a red aggro card in Screaming Nemesis. Giver of Runes, also quite a powerful card. Does work well with what we have so far. It's between those two. I would say, in general, lower cost cards are more effective in an aggressive style deck, but Screaming Nemesis is an extremely busted card. I've played with it several times now, and I find it to be very good. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll take the Giver because I feel like Screaming Nemesis is more likely to wheel. It's really only in a red aggressive deck, so I guess we'll see what happens if I just take Giver and hope to wheel here. We have a Sacred Foundry if we still want to be playing both red and whites. There's also a couple white cards if we want to move into mono whites, or even another red card in Grease Wrench Goblin. Although this card's pretty replaceable. It's Savannah Lions with upside. I mean, there's a lot of those. I'm going to just take the Sacred Foundry, and we'll see. I'm sure I'll get at least one card back that I want from that pack, so I'm not too worried about it. This is interesting. So, based on Security Squadron and Guts, a token strategy does seem to be very doable here. So I like Virtue and Jacked Rabbit if we're doing something with that, although Jacked Rabbit is really cool. Virtue is again kind of replaceable. You get like basically same thing as Security Squadron. You get a 2 mana 2/2 with Vigilance with slight upside if you manage to get to 5 mana. Almost exactly the same kind of thing, but I'm going to take Jacked Rabbit. I think this card can do some broken stuff. Interesting. So Arena of Glory gives haste. That's pretty good. Flame Slash, generic removal. You know what? Let's take the Arena of Glory. I think this is going to be very good for our deck. We got a removal spell here. We have Voldaren Epicure, which does work very well with Gut. Gives us a random thing to sacrifice. What is this? Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment with mana value X or less. So you exile one thing and you can pitch cast. Okay. As weird as this is, I think I'm going to take the Epicure. I think just having that is going to be better than a random removal spell. And back to our opening pack here. took Gut originally. Here we can now take Enduring Innocence as card draw. Ephemerate doesn't really do much, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Enduring Innocence. Get a Glimmer Lens. Again, makes a token, and also makes... You can sack the permanent and still keep the 2/2. Like, if I have to sack something to Gut. There's also Sunbaked Canyon. But Glimmer Lens, I think, is actually a really reasonable card for our deck, so I'm just going to take the Glimmer Lens. Like... Krusty's a mad. I'm not too interested in Chandra. I think I'm going to take the Flicker Wisp. Chandra's a decent 4-drop. We're not going to find a much better 4-drop to throw that into, so that's fine. We did get 2 of cards back, but I'm just going to take Screaming Nemesis, get losses, whatever. We got all 3 of the cards I was looking at from this pack back. And... guess I'll take the Commando Death Greeter Champion for sure. Wow, apparently we are the only red-white drafter because we are getting every single red-white aggressive card on the wheel. I would say that was a extremely successful pack 1. We got basically everything we wanted from every single pack we opened, so. Alright, what have we got here? If we want to go more into the tokeny strategy, we have Overlord of the Mistmoors. You can basically cast it as a 4-mana sorcery that just makes 2 2/1s with flying. And then later, if the game goes long enough, which probably won't if your game plan is working as intended, you get a big 6/6 that can start making more tokens. This card's quite good. As is Lelia, and I don't actually know what this is. Cancels activated abilities. That's also quite good because we really don't have much of that. I wouldn't mind any of all 3 of these. I think are extremely playable for our deck. Lelia, I think, is the most like generically powerful. Let's take Lelia. Here we have, again, lots of cards that would be decent. Rip, Flash, Vaultborn. Whoever gets that is going to be quite happy. We have the option for a land slot that can then become a spell in a pinch. This is some good backup. Lets us basically play less, random lands. Basically lets us play less basics and have more options. Which is nice. We have Goblin Rabblemaster, again, token maker, aggressive card, quite good. And Lion Sash is like a anti-graveyard card. I think I'm leaning towards just taking the Rabblemaster. But like no one is picking any of the red-white cards, like at all. Maybe I'll just take Lion Sash and wheel the Rabblemaster, just so I make sure I have some amount of, like, graveyard hate. That way I don't die to some reanimator. Sure. Here we are presented with a little bit more interaction. Either a artifact, like a Shatter, basically, with a 2/1 staple to it, or a Reprieve. We don't want Lightning Greaves. This is not the way we want to give haste. We want to just use Arena of Glory. I think I'm just going to take the... I think I'm going to take the Reprieve. This is a fine Shatter effect, but we already have Cathar Commando. And a second one is like fine, but this is like instant speed. This is sorcery speed. And Reprieve is just more versatile. Right. Here we get Evora, which is very good if we find Inti. It also makes blood tokens, which we can sack to Gut. It also works well with the blood token maker in Voldaren Epicure. If we just sack a couple blood, it can automatically be a 3/3. I've also played a couple times with this card, and I find it to be extremely busted. There are other cards here that are quite good. Thalia, Detective's Phoenix, Burst Lightning, all of which I would play in my deck. But I think Evora is just really good. So I'm going to slam Evora and get one of those 3 back, certainly. Wow, we really are the only red-white drafter, because here we have Generous Plunderer, Corey Steelcutter, and Oust, and Smuggler's Copter, all of which very good in our deck. It's kind of tough, actually. I think my gut instinct is to go with Corey Steelcutter, because it gives us more sack outlets, more tokens, and is overall just a very good aggressive card. Also another haste enabler, because you're going to just equip it to a random creature to give it haste. And the other 2, or the other 3 really, are all quite good as well, but I think this is the most unique effect that is going to really help us. We have a Luris. We have a Sarah Paragon, and Legion Extruder, and Firebolt. We're really lacking on 1-drops right now, so I think Legion Extruder, again, makes a token, is an artifact we can sack to gut, is really, really strong in our deck. Luris, same thing, extremely powerful in our deck, but I'm almost tempted just to take a Firebolt to have some amount of early interaction. Although Firebolt's going to wheel, surely, right? No one's been taking the red-white cards. No one's going to want this random Firebolt. If I had to pick from these 2, because they're very similar, I would choose Luris. And if I had to choose from these 2, I would choose Firebolt. So I'm going to take Luris and hope to wheel Firebolt, I think is the game plan for that pack. There's Inti that I talked about earlier. Again, I have to pass up on 1-drop removal, but because we took Evora, and because Inti's just busted, we're going to take Inti. Also, Robber of the Rich is still here. Yeah, and Umezawa's Jite. There's so many good aggressive cards in these packs. Here we get another chance for 1-drop removal, random 5-drop, which we will not be taking, and Lauren of the Third Path. Lauren, also a decent aggressive card that is stapled to removal. But although Unholy Heat is really just a shock on our deck, we're not going to have Delirium all that often. I'm still going to take it. I just need early interaction. We did get both of the cards I was looking at back. We can either take another 3-drop that turns off activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers, or basically, like I said, a 4-mana sorcery that just makes 2 2/1s. This is a good stacks piece, but I'm almost tempted just to take the Overlord so that I have some amount of, like, make a board state out of nowhere. You know what? I'm going to take the Overlord, and I'm just going to play it as a 4-mana sorcery. I think this is decent. This is also a token producer, but we have mostly creatures, so I'm just going to take the Witch Enchanter. Here we are offered Cauldron Complete, which is good if we end up getting a Stoneforge Mystic, or I can just take the Shieldbreaker, or I could even take this is a red-white land that also has green and is fetchable. I don't really need another random creature. I'm going to take Cauldron Complete, and if I get a Stoneforge, I'll be happy that I did. We didn't get back whatever the other thing I was looking at was, but we did get Thalia, and I think that's better than Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble is also decent because we have Laris, but it's fine. We got the Smuggler's Copter back as well. Throw that in. We are already up to enough playables, by the way, to just run the deck as is after Pack 2. That is insane. But we get to now kind of shape the deck to the way we want to play it. So we get to trim out some fat. This will probably get cut. Maybe even Chandra will get cut. Honestly, something that I could consider is if I want to use this pack to cut all of my 3-drop and higher permanents, I could try to Luris Companion here. I have a decent amount of playables that are 1 and 2 drops. That is something to consider. Here, though, I don't have much in the way of Luris cards. There's Dismember, which is efficient removal for 1 mana. There is Eagles of the North, which can fetch our Sacred Foundry, but it also doesn't work with Luris Companion, if that's something we're interested in. And there's also Fiery Confluence, which is just a solid card. Excuse me. Because we have so many playables already, I think I'm going to take Eagles of the North. And the reason being is that way I can basically subtract a basic land and add a spell that does something that also mana fixes. So I'm going to go ahead and give up on the Luris Companion thing here. I don't think that's going to be something I'm interested in now that I've taken this. Plus, we already had Wish Enchanter as well, so if we just have Larson in the 99, or 99, I'm so used to Commander, in our 40 card deck instead of off to the side, we get to play less random basics and have more utility in our mana base. I think Skyclave. There's also Trumpeting Carnosaur, but Skyclave I think is quite good. We have Broadside and Voice of Victory. And Othari if we end up wanting just like a big 5-drop to close out games. Broadside is extremely busted. Fabled Passage also mana fixes. If I get Broadside in there, though, I'm like feeling really good about this whole like gut sacrifice sub theme. These two, one of those will wheel. Yeah, Broadside. Not a great shock. Although it is just strictly better shock, right? Deals 2 damage to any target. Yeah, it's just strictly better shock. I have Blood Token here, Artifact here, Blood Token, Artifact. I have some ways to turn on Metalcraft. Is that better than just making my opponent not be able to block for a turn? You know what? Probably not. Headliner's Carol is probably still better, despite the fact that I do want 1-drop interaction if I can find it. I just don't think that's the one I want. Really what I want is fetch land, so I can fix my mana. Right now I have 1 mana fixing. Well, I guess technically 2 ways to fix mana, but let's take Fable. Yeah, we have plenty of playables. I just need fixing. No fixing here either. We are able to make another powerful 4-drop that makes tokens. But I don't even know if I need it. Like, Mind Collapse is removal. I feel like... Okay, so if I get rid of this, and I get rid of... you know what, let's take the hero. And then... Here... Still no fixing. We got a token doubler, but that's not really the kind of token card I'm looking for. Like, it's a 5-drop, which by that time I probably have already played all my token making cards. There's also Bone Crusher, and when it enters, discard 2, draw that many. Right. I remember this now. I played this last time I played the red deck. I guess I could just take Tersa. Does Zerta do anything on our deck? I don't think so. You know what? Bone Crusher is at least more early in our action. Let's take Crusher over Tersa. God dang. There's a lot of red-white cards that work in our deck. We have Mother of Runes, arguably one of the best 1-drops in red-whites. We have Luminarch Aspirant, pumps our creatures every turn. And Staff of the Storyteller goes very well with our token strategy. We can pay 1 to basically draw an extra card every turn as long as I keep making tokens. And it also makes a token by itself. I think I just need more 1-drops though. Like, can I afford to take Staff of the Storyteller when I already have this many 2-drops? You know what? I've not yet played with Staff of the Storyteller. I'm gonna take it. I think Mother of Runes was probably a better pick there, but I don't know. I want to try Staff of the Storyteller. I haven't played with it yet. Nothing back from this pack. Let's take this, and we get back Voice of Victory. Not Athari got taken, but that's fine. We can take Voice of Victory, and Galvanic Blast also came back. That's probably better. Adelaide makes like 1 token a turn. Is 1 token a turn worth it? I don't know. I guess I'll take Adeline. Definitely don't need this. This is also 1 token a turn, but it's not a threat that kills my opponent. Okay, we have a lot of trimming to do and no fixing, so It's possible what I should have been doing in that pack is trying to get down to like mono white tokens, but I think at that point I had already picked up so many good red cards that it was a little too late to try that. All right, so here we are gonna have to make a lot of cuts. I think so. We have basically two like count as land cards. We have Witch Enchanter, we have Eagles of the North, and then we have this is basically a 2-drop. Then everything should be in its right place now. I think Chandra can go. I think Giver definitely stays. Unholy Heat and Voldarian Epicure can all stay. Our 2-drop slots we need to look at pretty heavily. I think Jackrabbit definitely is staying. Evora and Inti, yes. Corey Steelcutter, yes. Voice of Victory makes 2 tokens every turn. That's really good. Thalia, how many, actually for Thalia, how many non-creatures do we have? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 non-creatures so far in the deck. Non-creatures, yeah. Thalia I think is still going to be good enough. Security Squadron is going to be really busted for sure. Reprieve, Lion Sash, Corey Steelcutter, Inti, Evora, Smuggler's Copter. All these seem very good. Hero of Bladehold might not be necessary. It's kind of the same thing as Voice of Victory, although it does have the Battle Cry effect. Adeline, definitely not. When we have Hero and Voice of Victory, I think Adeline is just kind of like a worse version of that. Skyclave for removal. Enduring Innocence draws basically 1 extra card each turn. That's probably fine, right? Like a 3-mana one-sided Howling Mine that's also a 2/1 with Vigilance. Sorry, not Vigilance, Lifelink. Yeah, that's fine. I would definitely play that. Bone Crusher is fine. Replaceable, but fine. Maybe I will get rid of Bone Crusher then. Death Creator puts a counter on something, gives it double strike, which also can do some broken stuff for sure. Fable I'm going to cut. Gut is staying. Lelia can stay. Screaming Nemesis can stay. Luris definitely can stay. Cast most of our deck. Alright, so with the initial round of cuts, what are we left with? We have 31 cards in our total main deck, leaving room for 9 basics, putting us at a total land count of like basically 13, which is too low, I would say. I want to be at least 14 to 15, preferably even 16. Because 2 of our lands are like basically spells. So where do we trim the fats? Smuggler's Copter is a discard outlet that'll trigger my Evora and Inti. It's also just a 2-mana 3/3 flyer, basically, so long as we can keep crewing it consistently. I feel like I shouldn't cut this, but like it is a just like generically good card. It's not like no, that has to be good enough. 3 damage in the air every turn plus a loot trigger to potentially trigger stuff. It's gotta be good enough. Maybe Thalia really is the cuttable card here. I can always bring it in too if I play against like a Storm deck or something, but it doesn't do anything like broken with our game plan. Let's cut Thalia for now. Staff is also potentially cuttable. It does basically the same thing as Enduring Innocence by basically being a one-sided Howling Mine, like 1 card every turn. But every time I want to draw the extra card, I have to pay a mana. And I also have to keep making tokens in order to, specifically tokens. This one is just like any small creature, which is basically every card in our deck. When makes tokens. Is it creature token, actually? Whenever you create 1 or more creature tokens. Yeah, so that would be Glimmerlens. Security Squadron can technically... itself, obviously, it starts with 1. Voice of Victory, Corey Steelcutter, Jacked Rabbits, Guts. Yeah, that's probably enough for staff to be broken. So with cutting Thalia, we still are only at basically 14 land count, which I still think is a little low. Let's try to get to 15, and then we can run it like that since we have a very low curve. I could cut Hero of Bladeholder, Headliner Scarlet, just to have only 1, like 4-drop. This one actually makes tokens, which is like kind of the game plan. Headliner Scarlet makes them not be able to block for a turn, and also if it stays in play, I can impulse draw 1 every turn. Yeah, that's not the worst. Although, it works with Lelia because it exiles. Let's cut Headliner Scarlet. Again, this is one that I think in certain matchups would be really good. If they're like a clog up the ground green deck or something, I can bring this in, make them not block for a turn, swing in for lethal, but I'll cut it for now. I think Hero is still good though. Like, this kills them so quick when I play it. I think Luris is still really good. It lets me reuse most of my deck. Screen Nemesis is just really good. So is Lelia, so is Gut. Death Greeter I could see cutting. What's my biggest creature? Like 3 power is my greatest power. So then I would be basically playing this to get 3 extra damage. Although I guess it gets a counter and double strike. So it's like, if it's like, let's say it's a 3 power creature, it gets from 3 to 8 damage the turn I play it. Yeah, that's so good. I don't have to keep that. Broadside definitely stays. I guess I could cut Enduring Innocence since I already have staff. We're currently at 11 basics, so 15 lands. So I cut Headliner, I cut Bone Crusher, I cut Thalia, I cut Adeline. I could just run 15 lands and just play, like, because I only really need to get to 3 lands. I don't even really need to get to 4 lands. And also I have a lot of, like, discard and draw. Okay, let's just run 15 lands. So let's add basics. Go 11 basics. Don't need any swamps for Luris. Thank you very much. We're going to do, we currently have 2 extra, or no, I guess we have, this gets red or white. This is white, this red. So we have even, basically, red and white lands, non-basic lands, and we're a little more skewed towards whites. So I like 6/4, and then we get 1 more to add. We do 7/4 or 6/5. And seeing as how we have a bunch of double white cards, I think 7/4 is where I'm leaning. So add that and save. And let's run this bad boy. I'm pretty excited because, yes, it is a red-white aggro deck, the kind of deck that I said I wasn't super excited to play. But I get to play with some new cards. I get to try out a bunch of token-making cards, token-caring about cards that I have not yet played with, so it could be worse. It could be like a boring red-white aggro deck. This one at least has some charm to it. Oh, jeez. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Our opponent for round 1 has been found. It's time. They're going first for game 1. What the heck? Okay. Sorry. We are presented with a 1-land hand with no 1-drops. So, just gonna mulligan that one. Keep here. Ditch of Plains. Ooh, turn 1 elf is pretty rough. We're gonna just bolt the bird, I think. I see no reason not to, especially in this situation. So we'll go mountain, main phase, unholy heat, noble, and pass. I could have seen what their 3-drop was, but if it was something like Oko or something, I would have just been miserable. Alright. So there's some sort of green deck. This might be a matchup, like I said, where I bring in like Headliner Scarlet or something, just to get through on the ground. If they're mostly creature-based as well, that would definitely be a good include. Green-blue. Sure, sure. Oh my goodness, Fast Bond. Okay, okay. Fast Bond Pass is kind of interesting. Yeah. Let's go staff and make it add a token counter and pass. This is interesting. They must have just drawn the fast bond for their first draw of the game, because otherwise why wouldn't they have just played that on turn 1 and then second land Noble? Scythecat Cub is really good with fast bond, I hear. So they're gonna immediately make it a 4/4. Ooh, and they shock in, so they have another play? That is really bad. So they got a 4/4 trample, and their follow-up to that is Springheart Nantuko. Okay, we are like potentially dead very soon. Actually, we drew Skyclaves, we're fine. But if we didn't draw this exact removal spell, not exact removal, but if we hadn't drawn a removal spell this turn, we're probably dead. Because he could then make a copy of the cub and then start doubling counters every turn on all of his stuff. But luckily, we will be getting rid of the cub here. Pass this and target the cub. And exile that underneath. And also, we'll go ahead and swing with our flying token. Now, the game went from him probably almost certainly winning to us probably almost certainly winning. Because he is one card in hand and nothing, no gas on board. Nature's Lures for a forest. Looks like he has like 4-color, like sands black, which makes sense. It's kind of like there's not really any like lands matters cards in this cube, or in general. All right. So he just goes land, land. He's now empty-handed with a fast bond and a Springheart Nantuko in play. Maybe a couple insect tokens. I guess I could just kill the Nantuko if I wanted, or I could Glimmer Lens to start drawing cards myself. Yeah, let's leaning on just doing Glimmer Lens. We draw. It's Inti. Okay. I will cast Inti, and I will go to combat, attack with everyone. Inti will go ahead and put a counter, or first I have to discard. Counter onto the Skyclave. Top card of my deck is, oh no, we're losing Gut. That is sad. And then go to blocks. Presumably just gonna take it. Okay, and then second main phase, we can just play like this Sacred taps and pass. And unless they top deck something really good here, we are basically just gonna kill them next turn. Eska's Chariot is a good one, for sure. Although, I don't know if it's enough to save us, especially when we can blow it up right away if we so choose. Let's do that. Let's go 4 mana, cast Witch Enchanter, destroy Eska's Chariots, and then I guess go to combat. So now he's got 4, 5, 6, 7 power on the ground. If I attack with this, he gets to, and I put a counter on it, he gets to trade basically even. I'm kind of fine with that. I'll still do the same attack. Attack with these two. Discard Cathar Commando. Counter on Skyclave. We exile Enduring Innocence. Go to damage, or go to blocks. Here I'm guessing the opponent will go ahead and block. Yeah, they're just going to trade our Skyclave for some tokens. And they'll get a 2/2 out of it as well. It's fine. And unfortunately, we just have to pass here. We do need to kill our opponent pretty quick, though. They have like 6 mana, so they can cast most of what they draw. Oh. What did they draw, though? What the heck? Oh, it's just a tireless tracker. Okay, that is fine for now. That is really bad, though, if we give them another turn. Because then every land they draw is basically going to draw them another card, and they can start chaining together stuff. We draw Death Greeter Champion. That's pretty good. So, what would be the play for us here? We go dash Death Greeter, counter on Inti, attack, discard Glimmer Lens, counter on Inti again, and then it's presenting as 8 damage, basically, plus this dealing 4 damage as well. Yeah, that seems like maybe not lethal, but definitely a lot. So I'm going to back up onto my Inti. That can happen, and then I'll go to combat. Attack with all creatures. Inti's going to discard a Glimmer Lens on herself. Exiling Broadside Bombardiers off the top. So they're not dead here, but they are going to have to block some amount of the damage. Okay, they're just going to block these two, take the rest, presumably. Okay. Yeah, so unfortunately we are going to have to let them have another turn. But the nice thing is, because their extra land thing is exactly fast bond, us dealing enough damage to get them to the 2 basically guarantees they won't be able to chain enough stuff together. Game 2, I think Headlaner Scarlet is better than Blade Hold against their deck, just because getting through blockers is what I really need, and nothing else really stands out as something I would want, so let's run it like that. Well, that game we didn't get to really see any of the tokeny stuff, but Inti, broken as ever. This hand's a little underwhelming, especially if they have a turn 1 dork again. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Still not great against the turn 1 dork, but I'm not gonna go to 5. This hand's fine. They're not really a graveyard deck. I guess I'll get rid of the Sash. They do have turn 1 Noble again, which is unfortunate. And I, unfortunately, am a land pass. How much is this? 2. Wait. Interesting. Malevolent Rumble. Craterhoof, Mountain, Misty, Nature's Lore. And they can get a permanent from those 4. You get Misty Rainforest. Okay. So right now, good. And oh, they surveilled Emrakul and shuffled. Interesting. Emrakul is interesting. That probably tells me they have like a channel in their deck or something. Actually, this might actually be a game where I like kick the Intrepid adversary. So I'm just gonna play land and pass, and hold up Cathar's Crusade. Hopefully they just like tap out for a 5-drop that I can kill with my broadside. That'd be excellent. Spring, Hearten, and Tuco. Yeah, it's not great. They're gonna get a bunch of tokens here. And they have Arwen, Mortal Queen. That is not great. It's unfortunately resolved. About it. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So they now have an indestructible 2/2 to block with, and then on their turn they can remove the counter to give her a counter and a lifelink counter, and another creature +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, that's really bad. There's Headliner Scarlet though. That'll help out a decent bit. So, question is, what do I do about any of this nonsense? I kind of want to just kill the Spring Heart Nantuko right away to make sure that he can't respond by making it indestructible. I mean, otherwise, what else am I doing this turn? I can't attack, surely. So let's go ahead and cast Adversary, not kicking. And then let's kill the Nantuko. Pass turn, I guess. Yield through. Course of Crufix. Crater is coming up, which currently is fine. They don't have enough mana right now. I guess unless they also have Channel in hand. Not gonna block here. I think I hear a tornado siren going off outside. Although it could just be, today is Friday, which I think is normally when they test it. I actually don't know when they test it, so it might actually be a real siren. Okay, so he went ahead and removed the indestructible counter, which is good because it means now we can at least deal with it if we find a way to. Back to us. We have some options here. I can play just Headliner Scarlet, attack, pass, and start drawing an extra card every turn. I can also broadside and just shoot Arwen with my Intrepid Adversary, although that would be me throwing away my broadside as well, because it'd be attacking into a Courser. Yeah, that seems not great. I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to broadside and attack, but I'm going to kill the Courser, and the Arwen's just going to have to live another turn, unfortunately. So let's do... land, broadside. go to combat. I'm going to go ahead and also attack just to see if they mess up with their blocks. But we'll see. Because this has Menace, so if they block with like Courser plus like Insect Token or something, I get to freely kill an Insect Token. Because I'm going to kill the Courser by throwing this at it. So we'll see how they block here. Okay, they're just doing Courser on Intrepid. That makes sense. So they've declared their blockers, not blocking Broadside. I'm going to activate Broadside to target the... yeah, I'll just hit the Courser. And... Or actually, I guess I could... Now that he's done blocks like this, I could just hit the Arwen now. Because I don't really care about the Courser that much. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Let's just kill the Arwen. 3/3 lifelink is like not something I want him to just have in play. Although this also gains him life, right? Yeah, whenever land enters. No, you know what? I will. I'll stick with my original plan. I'll kill Courser, sacrificing, and then poke him for 2 at the broadside and just pass. And yeah, pass. Turn. End step, I'll cycle Eagles for basic planes, and then next turn I can do like Luris plus random 2-drop attack, and then now I can throw the random 2-drop at Arwen. Cycling Suarez, that's kind of interesting. That indicates that they might be a little low on action, which I'm a fan of. The other nice thing about them not having Courser is that they basically have to start blind cycling away their lands, right? They don't know what's on top anymore. Let's see how they attack here. Attack with everyone, sure. 26 from the lifelink, which is not great. That's okay though. We can gain some of that back. Let's play this. Let's play the Luris. And let's also play the Intrepid Adversary. Not paying. And then combat, attack. And now I will go ahead and kill the Arwen just so he stops getting a 6-point life swing every turn. Go target Arwen, sacking Intrepid. Pass. See what he does here now. Heal through this turn. The nice thing too is that because he currently hasn't shown any way really to remove my stuff, I can basically just do this every turn. Play a 2-drop off Luris, sack it with Broadside to kill something 4 or less toughness, just like over and over and over again. As long as I keep these 2 things in play, we should be able to get back into this game pretty quickly. Striker. Okay. Luckily he doesn't have 8 mana to immediately get it up to 6/6 pro everything. If he just keeps it at level 3, again, that's fine. I can just shoot it with my broadside. So that is perfectly acceptable. Yep, level 3. There it is. Level 4, sure, why not? I don't know if he realizes yet, but I'm just going to kill it. Assuming he doesn't have removal, him leaving up Noble Hierarch and not level 5 makes me think he might have just like a cheaper action spell here. Theator's Proving Ground. Maybe he's actually all 5 colors. Or maybe that's just to help fix his mana with fetch lands. Alright. No attacks from him. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has any interaction for me, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and actually, so I was gonna say play Headliner Scarlet. I could also just play Intrepid Adversary and actually kick it twice, and then I'd have like some huge beaters. Although I do need to kill this before he gives it pro everything, so I guess I'm gonna throw something at it no matter what. Yeah, okay. So for maybe next turn I'll do that. But this turn I'm just gonna go Headliner Scarlet, Intrepid, throw Intrepid at Hex Drinker, and that'll be that. So we'll go land Intrepid Adversary, choosing not to pay anything, and then 4 more mana for Headliner Scarlet. And User cannot block this turn. Alright, so going to combat. Let's swing with these guys. And hit him for some damage. Second main phase. Get out of here, Hex Drinker. Okay, nice. Alright, now it should be pretty easy to close out the game. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. We're getting a free cast and sack off of this. Oh god, what is this? 7 mana? 8 mana. Drew the Crater Hoof. I guess I'm dead. Oh, no, he didn't draw it. He already had that. I forgot. I saw it off of the Courser of Crufix, but somehow I just forgot it was up there. He was just waiting to get to 8 mana, and he just got it. Interesting. I guess there wasn't much of a way for me to get around that, huh? Him just having enough creatures and a Crater Hoof in hand meant that there wasn't really anything I could do. Yeah, I think no matter how I did that, he was gonna kill me that way. I guess I could have shot the Noble if I had remembered, and then let the Hexdrinker just be a 6/6, and I would have gained enough life to sustain for a turn, and then killed him next turn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if I had remembered he had the Crater Hoof, I would have done that line. That would have been much better, to just kill his mana dork, make him have not Crater Hoof for 1 more turn, basically. Survive to my next turn and kill him then. My mistake, my mistake. But on the bright side, for the first time this match, we get to be on the play. Mulligan this hand. So we have 1 land plus 1 drop, which is normally good, but we need a second land to cast anything relevant. And we only have 1 draw to get it. So I'm just gonna mulligan. And we'll keep this. We have land here. Land. Lion Sash isn't amazing against his deck, really. Although it's really our only 2-drop. Let's get rid of Headliner Scarlet. We'll need that later. And I guess up Plains. Because I want this, and then I want to play this. So I guess I'm actually going to get rid of Reprieve just to guarantee I can do both of those things. That kind of sucks that we're in a bit of a pinch already. I'll just play land and pass. On his end step, I'll cycle for a basic. And then turn 2, I'm not going to play Lion Sash unless I draw something else that can trigger my Enduring Innocence. Oh, okay. That'll do it. I'll play this. I will shock it. I'll play Quarry Steelcutter. I'll pass. Territorial Kavu. Already a 3/3 that can start destroying. Oh no, this does not destroy artifacts. It exiles from graveyard or discards and draws. Okay. Alright, so back to us here. I think we just go Enduring Innocence, pass. Go ahead. And then presumably he's attacking here. Yep, that's fine. Choosing to discard draw. Hopefully I draw a 2-drop next turn. That would let me have a pretty nice double spell turn for Quarry Steelcutter. Basically any 2-drop would do as well. I don't really care what it is. Unless it's exactly like Reprieve or something. Discards Uro. Okay. No blocks. Take 3. Interesting. He had a land drop, discarded Uro. Or maybe he didn't have any more lands in hand, so he discarded to try to find a land. That could have been it, I suppose. Alright, he's only missing plains now, and then this is a 5/5. Pretty spooky. Although this has lifelink, so I'm not that worried about my life total, I guess. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, definitely I'm going to cast that. Fable gets out of control pretty quick. Ooh, giant. Very nice. I think I'm fine trading here because then I still get the enchantment. That's fine with me. Didn't block. Okay. I'll pass. How many cards? This creature enters with X counters on it. If X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. Okay, so I need 7 mana to draw a card off this, which is not happening. But at the very least, I can start making tokens right away, because this makes its power. Oh, he's got a Jite? Oh no. That's terrible news. That card's broken. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna kill the shaman here. I guess he's thinking about if he wants to trade away his goblin. Apparently he does not. Yeah, I definitely would have blocked there. I will not block here. If he wants to kill my creatures, he's going to have to use his counters for it. He's holding up the counters. That actually really stinks because now if I like play Jacked Rabbit, X is 0, and then try to equip, he can kill it in response. If I try to play Lelia and attack, he'll kill it in response. So that actually like really stinks actually. How do I want to do this now? I could just like play Jacked Rabbit, X is 2, but then he can't really, I still can't block profitably because he can always pump it. God, this card's so obnoxious. I could also just try to double spell to get my Core Steel Cutter and try to out aggro him, basically. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and cast Lion Sash. Draw a card off Innocence. See what happens here. Even if he kills the Innocence in response, I'll still draw a card because it'll come back as an enchantment. I draw a land. Okay. I'll play the land, and I think I will just play Lelia. That way he has to choose what he wants to kill. And yeah, you can make a 1/1, that's fine. And yes, I will equip it to that 1/1. Yeah, so see now I'm going to go to combat, and if he wants to kill Lelia, he's going to have to do it before her combat trigger resolves. Otherwise, I assume like he could double kill. He's going to kill the Lelia. That's fine. I'd rather him just use up the counters on that. Yeah, that's fine. Now, though, comes the question, with him having no counters on Jite, do I just hold back so that I can kill the creature it's equipped to, make him re-equip it? I don't think so. I think I just need to be the aggressor here. So I'm going to go ahead and Swing in. Error, buddy. Actually, I kind of want to block the shaman if he attacks with it. Let's leave back something I don't mind blocking the shaman with. Let's do this. And pass turn. The other nice thing about holding back on playing Jackrabbit is now, even if he gets 2 counters on Jite, on my next turn, I can pay X's 1 and then equip Quarry Steelcutter to it, and then he won't have, like, even if he removes both counters, he won't kill it. I'll still get the equip, I'll still get to attack for 1. Okay. What is this? Sneak attack. What the heck? Okay, it's just Omnath. That's fine. Omnath is whatever. I thought he was about to Emrakul me and I was about to lose the game out of nowhere. That would have been far more upsetting. Okay, so he makes a treasure. He discards and draws. And then I guess I am still going to block this shaman. Although, so gain 2 life. Okay, so he can gain, he's at basically 16. Although if he plays a land, he'll be at basically full. He'll basically be at 20. Discard chariots. So if he's at 20, can I do 20 damage next turn? Definitely not. So I think it does behoove me to just block here. And yeah, just block there. I'll go to 7 here. Yeah. This is fine, I think. He kills the Lion Sash. Does he kill the Enduring Innocence as well? He does not. Okay, interesting. Broadside Bombardiers is also interesting. So now that he only has 1 counter on Jite, I'm actually fine playing this X's 0. Although then it doesn't even matter, I guess. Because then I'm still not attacking with it. If I play Broadside. Oh, this is so awkward. Okay, I'm going to do Broadside first to see what I draw off Innocence. The unfortunate thing is I feel like I really cannot, like, get another turn with Sneak Attack in play. It seems like just I'm instantly dead. So, I don't know, but I don't see any way for me to not let that happen. Yeah, there's no way I can kill him. I guess I'll play Jackrabbit. X equals 0 just to get the Quarry Steelcutter trigger. And yes, I want to make that one have haste. And I guess I just attack. So go to combat. He can sneak attack in a blocker if he has one, which is something to think about, but I feel like I can't really play around anything right now. Is he killing my monk token? Killing my Enduring Innocence? He's killing Enduring Innocence. Interesting. That's fine. Comes back as an enchantment. Okay. And attack with Broadside. This way, I can still kill the Territorial Kavu at least. So I think I attack with everything. Although, I should leave back a blocker in case he sneak attacks in something that I can just chump block. Having a 1/1 chump blocker would be kind of nice. But I'll attack with these 2. Attack, go to blocks, see if he sneak attacks a blocker. He is sneak attacking a blocker. What blocker did he have? 2/4. Okay. Sure. So he's gonna block the broads. No, he can't block the broadside. It doesn't matter. He's just blocking the monk. Okay. Sure. That's fine. I don't think I care though. Yeah, so I'll just go to combat damage. Then that's gonna sack anyway, so I'll just kill the Kavu. So target Kavu for. I think I'd rather have this in play than this. Although next turn, what's my plan? I go 1, 2, 3, Luris, and then a 2-drop. So actually, I'd rather have Core Steel Cutter out because this might be the 2-drop I play. Yeah, I'm gonna sack Jacked Red. Pass the turn. Then he sacks 6. Okay. I guess we just hope and pray that he can't kill us this turn with his sneak attack. Otherwise, I think we're in a decent spot. Next turn I get to Luris and sneak attacking and a 15/15 trample. Bro, if we dodged that for one more turn, I think we were absolutely fine. That's annoying. Bro is BMing at this point. Just attack. Whatever. He's BMing. That is so lame, though. Like, both games where you just sneak attack, it's just like we need to dodge the sneak attack for like one turn, and he didn't have that last turn because he would have done it. I mean, yeah, we're just dead. That's very disappointing. All right, let's run it back. Let's get a 2-1 with this deck. I think the main problems with that game is that we just like were on the back foot most of those games trying to turn the corner. Even that game where we went first, we were not feeling like super in control, I feel. Oh, come on. Don't be another turn 1 dork deck. Okay. Have your Avacyn's Pilgrim. See what it does for you. I'm just going to leave with the Giver still. And we'll pass. Could be a similar type deck. Avacyn's Pilgrim being a green dork that makes white mana. It's certainly indicates at least a couple colors, and usually similar payoffs. So this could be another Crater Hoof finisher, could be another lands type strategy. We'll see. For me, what am I doing on my turn? Probably going to go with Vortex. Interesting. Okay. That's unfortunate, because now by the time we have the resources to broadside this, it's going to be too big to just shoot 2 damage at. Okay, so what's the play? I think this is an Evora pass type thing. So Evora, make a blood, pass the turn. And then next turn, when we get a land drop, we can broadside and try to throw Evora at the cub. So he doesn't find a way to trigger it a second time this turn, which it looks like he is. Oh, what is this? Palace Jailer. That might be dangerous, actually. So we're gonna get the Giver of Runes out of the way here, which is unfortunate. I will choose Evora to get protection from green to block some of the damage, or one of the damage at least. Okay. He draws a card here, goes to his end step, and then I draw a land, please. We're in a lot of trouble. We are in a lot of trouble. If we could get the monarchy that turn, then we would have Giver or like unsummoning sick for our next turn. That would be great. But in our current situation, this is just terrible. I think I just play Smuggler's Copter and like hope I can take the monarchy with a flyer next turn. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Copter pass, I guess. Yep, another counter for the cub. He's looking more just like green whites, although he does have a godless shrine, could be splashing for something. He plays the Elspeth. Okay, sure. Poggers with mana value 3 or greater. Counter on all your stuff. Yeah, okay. And they all gain flying. Sure. Still not attacking. He wants to save his blockers for protecting his stuff and probably like one-shot me next turn or the turn after. Okay, that's fine. We go to my turn here. So we draw. Draw Inti. Inti's interesting because it will get the ability to grow. I can't prevent it from doing its thing though. Even if I Inti crew with Avora, or crew with Inti, it doesn't matter. Attack, put a counter on it with Inti. It'll only be 4 power, and this is only a 0 to do that, so there's not really a way for me to prevent Elspeth from doing her thing. I guess it depends on what we exile with Inti. So yeah, let's go ahead and just play Inti. And I think I am gonna... what's the biggest this can get up to? Whenever you discard a card, counter. So I'm gonna discard 1, 2. So it'll be a 3/3. And then I can put a counter on it, so it'll be a 4/4. So still not quite big enough to attack and trade with Scythe Cat. So yeah, Evora's gonna have to stay back for now. Or actually, I guess I could just use her to crew the copter if I wanted. Although she's gonna be big, so yeah, let's go in. Sorry, not Inti activation. Crew activation, tapping Inti. And then we'll go to combat. I'm going to attack just him. Oh, wait, they gain flying until his next turn? Okay. I thought it was just for his turn. Now he has a 5/5 flying blocker that is going to kill my Smuggler's Copter. I still have to attack, though. Like, there's nothing I can do. Okay, so if this is a 4/4, it's okay. If I make this is gonna get 2 counters. It'll be a 3. They'll both be 3/3s. I can give one of them a counter, but then I can go 5/5 on the 4/4, 4/4 on the 3/3. Yeah, so I'm just gonna attack with Copter, I guess. We'll attack Copter at his face. Sure. And go ahead and put both triggers on the stack. I'll let this one resolve. I'll discard one of these 3 drops. I guess my gut will allow a counter to go onto this attacking creature. Evora is going to get a counter. Yield to that. Exile land. Yield to that. Get a counter. Yield to this. Get a counter. And yield to this. I loot. I would like to draw. Discard the Enduring Innocence here. Same thing. Exile this time. And Eagles of the North. And then I guess we'll let him move to blocks. I didn't find anything I can do, so he's just gonna eat my copter. Sure. Second main phase, I get to at least play a land for turn. And is this until... You can play that card until your next end step. So yeah, I'm going to pass. On his turn, I'll track my blood token. I'll get to exile another card with Inti. If I survive, I can play that card on my turn. We'll see. I think I'm just dead and sees. He's currently got 11 power in play. And this is going to put it up to This will make it 12. This will make it 15. So he just needs to find 5 more damage, basically. Actually, he didn't put the counter on one of his current creatures. He put it on Thalia. Okay. Level up, sure. Looks like he's just preparing to Alpha Strike me next turn. Yeah, that's all fine. And then 0, yep. And then I assume passing again. Indeed, okay. And then I'll go ahead and crack my blood token. I guess I'll discard the broadside at this point. Although, I don't know. Broadside and Death Greeter are really outs that I might be able to use, whereas these I feel like are doing absolutely nothing. So let's actually discard the Lion Sash. And once again, I'm going to have my triggers to exile the top, get a Lelia into exile, sure. And draw a card. It's a Sacred Foundry. And then I'll go to my turn. Okay, so I have 4 mana to play with here. Is there any way for me to do anything? I can give Evora Double Strike. I can discard 1 card. I can play Lelia and exile 1 with her ability, 1 with Inti's ability. Yeah, there's just really no way for me to be able to do anything, I don't think. What are my 1-drops? I think I had like 1 removal spell. Although I can't even play it actually, because if I play a 3-drop, Thalia is going to stop me from playing a 1-drop removal spell. Yeah. I guess let's play the Death Greeter champion. I'm dead next turn no matter what I do, so let's play Death Greeter. Let's counter onto Evora. And I guess just go to combat. Attack all creatures at opponent's face. Attack. And then I'll discard a plains. Counter on Evora. Evora gets a counter herself, and I exile the top. I exile a Quarry Steelcutter. Sure. Okay, he eats my Inti, takes the 14. Oh, he's not taking the 14. He's blocking a little bit of it. He's blocking with everything. What? Okay, so I kill 2 of those. I guess he can keep the Palace Jailer. It seems weird. Why would he? Oh, okay, there. That makes more sense. I was like, is he just like not gonna kill me because for fun? No, okay, he's still gonna just let this, because this doesn't kill him. It just does 14, and then he just untaps and kills me. If he did block with everything, then I actually would live a turn and probably win. That would be super sick if he could do that. You do get a Giver of Runes to block with back, but it doesn't have flying, so with Elspeth not dying here, it's kind of a little bit over. Yep, he figured it out. He's not going to block. I'm going to get the blood token, but yeah, none of this matters. And I'm going to go ahead and just pass the turn to see. I don't know what I could have. A land, yeah. No, we're just dead. Okay, fair enough. I'll concede. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that was my turn 5. And yes, I did miss a land drop, so I was a little bit behind the curve. But, oh, actually, hang on. Same thing as last time. I'm going to get rid of this and put in my no blocky card. And we'll send it like that. That looks better. Same thing as... Yeah, maybe I should just have Headlander Scarlet in the main, and this is just not good enough. Especially because I'm not getting to 4 mana most games with my 15 lands deck. I could also just play another land if I wanted, but I feel like 15 lands with my all 2-drops basically deck is fine. Although it has not been working out great so far. So I guess we'll, maybe after this match, if we end up losing this match as well, we'll add a 16th land and try to work from there. I was thinking Reprieve would be good because the ability to just like make sure my opponent can't do one giant broken thing and I can just keep shipping him down, but this might also be something that's more situational than I originally thought. You could also get rid of Enduring Innocence. I don't know. There's a lot that I could try to cut down on. Yeah, this hand's a 2-lander, but it has Inti and some good 2-drops. Let's keep it. And same thing. I have no turn 1 play again, but that's fine. We'll just pass. Hope he doesn't have it. Okay. This is ridiculous. 2 games in a row. We have our opponent play the same. Our last opponent played Noble Hierarch turn 1 2 games in a row. This opponent says Athens Pilgrim 2 games in a row. I guess let's Inti. Or I guess it doesn't know it's an Inti first. I can Security Squadron first, I guess. Yes. Cast. And I'll pass. Get 2 looks to find a 3rd land, which would be nice because then we can start double spelling or playing our 3-drops, but we'll see what happens on our next turn. Opponent plays a 3-drop this turn. This is like a Knight of the Reliquary or something. Sandstorm Salvager. It's a good one. Draw kind of a land. I think I just go play Inti, go to combat. I'm going to discard the Enduring Innocence. I want to keep the Headliner Scarlet for the turn I want to like all in, swing everything, kill him. Put the counter on himself and do all this. So land, put a counter on this, go to blocks. If he trades here, that kind of stinks. I really don't want to trade. Yeah, he's going to trade. I was hoping he would think about not trading so that he could start putting counters on it, but he's just trading away. I'll go ahead and play this land and I guess pass. That is kind of stinky though. I really didn't think he'd trade though, because now he just has this okay, he plays his own Mother of Runes. Sure. And an Arwen. That's not good. As we saw with our last opponent, this card can be quite powerful at gaining life against aggressive decks and just being kind of annoying in general. Alright, he's going to pass the turn to us now. We have some options here. I can not get rid of Mother of Runes or Arwen. I can try to double spell this turn by going Mountain, Quarry Steel Cutter, Cathar Commando, and then swinging with a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And I don't think I want to exert this turn to give the Commando haste. I don't think it's worth it. So we're just going to go land, red. Oh, no, hang on. Sorry. We go red, Quarry Steel Cutter, red, white, Cathar Commando. Allow that to resolve. We'll attach. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to combat here and attack with just the monk token. Do I want to discard? He currently hasn't played anything this is good against, so I'm just going to discard. Counter. True Soul Zealot. See if he trades his Santa and Salvager here. He is trading this Salvager. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And that all happens in good stuff. I guess I didn't think he was gonna do that either. He traded a token. He traded his Salvager for my random monk token. I guess he's just really scared of taking damage against us. Witch Enchanter. His own Witch Enchanter. Yeah, there goes Corey. Back to my turn. We have Unholy Heat, which is pretty bad when he has 2 protection things. This one he's not currently able to use because he doesn't have mana up, but he can always just give something pro-red. So I think I'm just going to play Headliner Scarlet and discard the Unholy Heat into Headliner Scarlet. You cannot block, sir. Move to combat. Get in there. Go ahead and discard this. And I'll put the counter on the Headliner, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. Got my Lion Sash. And I guess just pass. Down to empty hand. We do get to at least Impulse Draw, assuming the Headliner survives, so that's not the worst that we're going to do. It's not the best either, I'll be honest. Ooh, interesting. He's attacking. Is he R-winning it? Why is he? Oh, I just felt like poking for 2. Interesting. Okay. Yep. And then I'm gonna Impulse Draw the top. Come on. Impulse Draw the top face down. And a Staff of the Storyteller under there, which I guess I'm just gonna immediately use because I got nothing better to do. I can also kill this if I would need to with my Cathar, but then he can just everything he has protection. Let's cast Staff of the Storyteller. And I will make my 1/1. And I will put a counter on that thing. Play my land for turn and remove the counter from said thing. And draw Reprieve, which currently does nothing. Do I want to attack? So this basically puts 2 extra power into play and speed. And he can also give something protection. So there's really no point in attacking right now. I guess I just pass and hold up Cathar Commando activation. This is looking a little tough. Tapping out for 5. Or not. Sarah Paragon. Yeah, if I could reprieve this, that'd be great, but I cannot. So it's gonna happen. Alright, he's passing again. Yep, go to our turn here. We exile Plains at the top and get a Voice of Victory. Okay, interesting. This is a way to make tokens, at least. I'll go ahead and play the Plains. And whenever this creature attacks, create 2 attacking warriors. The problem is he can always just like give something indestructible and lifelink and then block for free, gain some life. Like, I want to be able to draw cards with this, but it's just not really feasible. Especially because he just played a 3/4, which just blocks it without him even doing any shenanigans. Dear God. I guess I'm just like so out of options though right now. cannot sit here and win this attrition battle. So let's exert this. And also use the exerted mana for a Voice of Victory. And then I think I'm just going to go to combat. And I'm going to attack with my Voice of Victory, and he has a flyer as well. He just has too much for me to deal with. I'm just gonna attack with Voice of Victory, throw it away to basically draw cards. Attack. Put both those triggers on the stack. I don't think I even discard though, because then I get rid of my only interaction. So no, and then yes. Make my tokens. Trigger Staff of the Star. And then I guess he can just block and kill stuff, but what else am I gonna do if I'm not drawing cards? I'm not getting out of this. Alright, he's free blocking, and free blocking. I guess I'll draw a response just in case there's random shenanigans. I don't know. I don't know what I would have, but let's see. It's a plains, so nope. I'll go to damage. Kills all my guys. He's R-winning. Please R-win security. No, he's doing it to the Sarah Paragon, of course. Yep, unfortunately, it's gonna resolve. He's gonna gain 4. I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his deck is just like really good at just stonewalling an aggressive deck like mine. He has Mother of Runes, R-Win, removal spells, recursion. Like, he just put blockers and gain life for 1,000,000 years. He's attacking me with R-Win. Wait, what? Oh, because he can Mother of Runes it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I will go ahead and just free block it. I got a 4/4, might as well. This one I can chump block, but I'm at a high enough life total that I'll just take the 4 there. Oh, that's right. Just let it die so you can recast it. That's actually fine because I can reprieve it now if he tries to cast it off Sarah Paragon. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna reprieve that sucker. I don't think that this is great for me, but that is actually decent for me because now at least he is not able to. Oh, never mind. I was about to say he can't replay it this turn. Of course, he just plays his land drop and can. That's fine. He can't activate it this turn at least. Oh, he's not playing Iron when he's playing Pest Infestation. And they're 2/2 pests. Also, not great for me, but whatever. Do what we can. Go to end step. Go to our turn. We execute Intrepid Adversary. That's a good one. We also have Broadside and Screaming Nemesis to think about. Got a lot of options here. Mother of Runes makes a lot of it a little awkward, but the Screaming Nemesis making him not gain life anymore is really nice. Intrepid Adversary also, I really want to cast before it is, like, I can't use it anymore. So I want to spend at least 2 of my mana doing that. I kind of think, if only we had 1 more mana, we could do this, kick it once, and Screaming Nemesis. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and hold up Cathar Commando activation, play this with no kicker, play this or something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Go ahead and cast this. And yeah, I think I'm not going to kick just so I can get a Screaming Nemesis trigger so he can stop gaining life. So yeah, no casts there. And then I'll do red, red 1. Actually, I'll do red, white, white. That way in case I flip, oh, sorry, I already used Unholy Heat. I don't know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and move to combat, and I will attack with Screaming Nemesis. And I guess make it a 4/4 with Inti? No. No, I'd rather have broadside, I think. I think I'm going to attack with that. This. I mean, he can only give one thing protection. I definitely want to attack with this, but I think that's all I attack with. You know what? I'm not blocking his flyer. I'm just going to attack with this as well. And this. And yeah. That will be all. Attack like this. Inti will trigger. I think I hold on to the broadside. So no Inti activation. And then we can let him go to blocks. Depending on how he blocks, I could try Cathar Commandoing. We'll just see what happens. He's double blocking there, triple blocking there. Sure. Not blocking the Streaming Nemesis, which is good on his part. I think I just let this happen, though. This is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm good to go to damage if he is. And I'll do it just like that. And I guess I'll pass the turn. Next turn, I am able to broadside and start throwing stuff at him. Unfortunately, he's going to get to Arwen and activate now. So that's not great. Yep, that's going to get through. Sandstorm Salvager. Oh, okay, hang on. Before that resolves, I think I'm going to try to kill this just so his Mother Runes is tapped. Is that worth it? His Mother Runes is tapped, and then I need to, like, really prioritize. Yeah, I'm going to do this in response in order to try to kill this, and then if he wants to Mother Runes it, it'll... Oh, he just let it happen. Okay, that's... And then now it's a little bit more awkward for him during my combat. Also, I just realized as I'm adjusting myself in my seat, my camera is like losing focus of me. Is that better? It looks like it fixed it. Okay, cool. He's playing Arwen. That's fine, I guess. I don't know. This is just so brutal. So very brutal. Got our turn. Ooh, we get Evora. That's kind of nice. I guess I'm going to go ahead and exert. Oh, no, because then I won't have anything to discard. Oh, dang. Okay. Maybe I don't use broadside then. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're doing it. I'm going to go ahead and play Evora with a red and a white. That's going to make a blood token. Activate the blood token with... I'm going to exile the top. I'm going to allow that to get a counter and draw a card. It's a stinking plains. I will also go ahead and cast this, I guess. Don't think that this is going to give it haste. It does not. I will go to combats and I'll attack. Discard. Eagles of the North. Just can't get anything playable off of Inti's triggers here. We did what we could. They were just dead. On board here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we're just Omega dead. Our opponent's deck was just like, I don't know. The life gain, the constant blockers, the constant protection, and indestructible. Like, I did not feel like there was any way for me to get through this. Game 1, we also stumbled on a land. I don't know if it would have made the difference, but it did not help, missing the land. Yeah, we got nothing. Okay. Can we pull out the 1 and 2? Let's find out. Actually, real quick. Do I want to add a land here? And do I think Headliner Scarlet is going to be better than Hero. We're running into a lot of creature decks, so I think just having the unblockability for the 1 turn is good. And I don't think Gut has done much. Although Gut can be busted when it works. I don't know. I should cut something for a land, I think. Maybe just a random 3-drop. Any of these 3-drops that I don't feel like is worth it. I like a majority of the cards in my deck. I guess I'll just get rid of the Smuggler's Copter. I don't know, it's kind of slow. Or maybe the Reprieve, and then I'll bring it back in if I need it. Yeah, that's fine. Throw in a plains here. Or wait. We have like way more plains than mountains right now. Should we just add in another mountain? 4 mountains and like 8 plains? Hang on. That looks better. Alright, let's try like this. This is at least like 16-ish lands, and I think Headliner Scarlet's going to be better in most situations than Hero anyway, so let's run it like this. Final round of this draft. We are given a hand with no white sources. Sucks I just caught a plains. I'm still going to keep, though, because any land, and I get to guts, and I get to start making 4/1s. And we can also dig 1 card deeper, technically, if we want to sack a blood token. We also just have 2 castable cards in our hand anyway, so it's not that bad. Let's start with a Epicure. Nice. There's no way. There's all 3 matches our opponent has gone Forest, 1 mana Dork. Oh my goodness gracious. All the burn spells I passed up on are coming to haunt me. Let's play Copter. I'll go ahead and attack with the Epicure for 1. And I'll pass. That is kind of absurd that we ran into 3 different Forest 1-drop Dork decks. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, getting strip mined when we're already on a 2-land hand is pretty much worst case scenario. He has more ramp too, so. Okay, we at least draw a mountain. We would have had gut this turn though. That would have been so good. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play my Corey. And go ahead and crew up the Copter with the Epicure. Go to combat. Swing. We draw the plains. I'm going to discard the double white. Hit for 3. And I guess pass. Yield here. How funny it would be if he just goes ram it up excavator, strip mine your mountain again. This never gets my 3rd mana. Okay, he's not doing that at least. That's good. He's going for Essicus Chariot. That's pretty good. Pretty powerful magic card over there. Okay, so what does Gut do for us? Gut makes it so he cannot block with his Chariot, because it has the skeleton has Menace, I believe. It does. So if I attack with a Flyer and a 4/1 Menace, he has to like double block with and kill both of his cats. He can't block with a Chariot. I think that sounds pretty good. So I think Gut is definitely the move here. Alternatively, I could also like Crew Copter, put a counter on it, hit him for 8. But I think the Gut plan is going to be solid here. Let's go ahead and play Gut True Soul Zealot. And I will also crew up the Copter with the Epicure. Then I'll go ahead and swing with Copter, sacking probably either one of these two for the skeleton. What is happening? Okay. Yep, go ahead and swing in. And I will sack, probably, I might, no, having a thing that crews the Copter every turn is kind of nice. Maybe I'll just sack the blood token to the Guts. Oh. Okay, you just conceded, that's fine too. Same thing, they're like a green creature deck with also the strip mine, which means they might have a land sub-theme. So Scarlet's still going to be quite good. They're mostly creature base, so don't need Thalia, probably don't need Reprieve. We'll just run it back, we'll send it. Can't think of anything that I would really want. You know, it's possible I should be bringing in Chandra, Torch of Defiance. It's just another value-y card that can also be a removal spell, but I don't know. 4 mana just seems like a lot, and in a lot of these games, I'm either not getting to 4 mana, or my opponent has already gotten a dominant board state by then, so removing one thing and then dying immediately doesn't seem all Alright, we're presented with a decent hand. We have 1 land with 2 things that can be lands, plus 2-drop, 2-drop, 1-drops. My opponent just didn't want to play the match, I guess. That kind of stinks. That was like... that looked like a really decent hand to run over a green player with. I think I would have won that, regardless of if he conceded it or not. But I think we're just... Oop. Oh yeah. How many play points do we have right now? Even now. 180. Okay. Let's just use 100 play points. Jump back in to another draft. That only took 2 hours. Actually, a little bit less. Let's do another draft here, and maybe like we can play 1 to 2 matches of it. Or I guess I could just go overtime and just do all 3. We'll see. We'll see how quickly the games are playing out. I'll try to play faster too. I've been like trying to explain thought process behind some of my plays. So I've been like that second round, I think I had like 6 minutes on the timer near the end. So definitely could be playing a little bit faster here. As far as things to look out for, red still seems strong. That was not a great showing for like a red-white aggro deck, but I think that I didn't do the best in deck construction. I think I should have been running 16 lands from the beginning. But B, I think the matchups were just not great. We had just so many like commit to the board, million creatures in play with protection, Mother of Runes, Arwen. I think Arwen showed up in 2 of our opponents' decks that game, so or that draft. So Hopefully, if we do end up on another aggressive deck, we don't run into three counter matchups. Alternatively, we could also just play a combo deck, which I have kind of I'm a little biased towards them, I'll be honest. I don't think I've played any like green rampy decks this season myself. I haven't played too much off stream really. I've been basically playing. I played a couple off stream, and then I've been streaming most of the drafts that I've been doing. So for the most part, I feel like I've been doing either like red aggro or like artifacts. I think I did one deck where I tried to do a combo-y. I drafted it on stream and then played the matches off stream. I had like a Gristlebrand with Oath of Druids. It did not go well because I could not find a win condition. I had Brain Freeze and Lion's Eye Diamond in the deck, but never found the Underworld Breach. So I like didn't have a good way to combo people out consistently. Anyway, moving on. This draft, what do we got? Opening pack. First impressions. We have the One Ring. We have Natural Order. And we have... I genuinely don't think there's anything else that's worth first picking here. Basically just those two. I guess that's not true. If I wanted to force another red deck, I could pick some sort of like red aggro-y card, Seasoned Pyromancer, Robber of the Rich, whatever. There's a dual land as well. Those are fine. Prime Time is a decent card. Nothing that really comes close to these two, though. These are kind of far and away the best cards in this pack. My inclination is that One Ring is better, although Natural Order does have, I think, a higher ceiling. One Ring is like consistent. You get a free turn of protection, you start drawing cards. Natural Order is like best case scenario, you literally win the game. I think I'm just going to go with the One Ring, though. It leaves me open on colors. It lets me kind of figure out what the game plan is before I commit to anything. Here, what do we got? It does lend itself to artifact strategies because a lot of the fast mana, getting this out before turn 4 obviously makes it a lot better. That would mean that things like Candelabra of Tawnos plus Tolarian Academy are things to look out for. Dak Faden to be just not that it goes well with the One Ring itself, but just it's good in an artifact deck. Same with the One Ring. Blue-white is a common color pairing I see when I do artifact decks. I think I'm just going to take Candelabra. Candelabra is pretty specific, not as open-ended as the One Ring, but I think this is going to work out, especially if we find Tolarian Academy, but even if we don't, I think this is a card that can do some broken stuff. This is an interesting pack. We have a lot of really good cards. So Wasteland is extremely powerful. Being able to put our opponent behind on resources when we're ramping ahead, especially if we end up in artifacts, is very good. There's also Fractured Identity and Parallax Wave are really the only other two that I would consider here. Parallax Wave basically gets rid of creatures on your opponent's board or your own to reuse their ETBs, and then you can swing past them. You can get rid of important creatures they're trying to kill you with. It's aggressive, it's defensive, it does it all. Fractured Identity steals their best thing. I think Fractured Identity, especially if we're going to be in a deck that's trying to make a lot of mana, is going to end up being a better card overall. Okay, well, directly after taking a blue-white card, we're presented with another blue-white card in Teferi Time Raveler. Pretty good. Just generic value. Protects me on my turn as well for an opponent that has interaction. There's also Witch Enchanter once again as a land slot that can become a spell. Path to Exile also decent 1-mana removal is always very good. Disruption. Not as good as Swords, I don't think, but I mean, still fine. Teferi I think is fine. But 3 mana, and it usually is just like remove a thing, draw a card, versus 1 mana remove a thing. I think Path is going to be better. So we're going to Path. What do we got here? We have a dual land for our colors. Tundra. We have Currency Converter, which is very good with specific artifact decks. And then we have Saheeli is also quite good. So Saheeli, Currency Converter, Tundra, and Spell Pierce. I think Tundra is where I'm leaning, just so I have the mana fixing going into later parts of deck building. But Spell Pierce and Currency Converter and Saheeli are all real considerations. Interesting. Okay. So True Name Nemesis is kind of a busted card. It just kills your opponent in, like, it puts them on a clock basically. It's not a fast clock, but it kills them inevitably. So if we're doing a more controlling style deck, this would be very good. Alternatively, Balance is here. Balance is good when you can kind of break the symmetry. It only affects hands, creatures, and lands. And if we're planning on having artifacts in play, this kind of breaks the symmetry. It doesn't affect artifacts. So I'm going to take this. And also, it's kind of cute with Path. I can Path their thing. They get a land out of it, but then immediately they have to sack that land if I balance it away. Satya can be good generically. Talisman, though, it's an artifact. It makes mana, and it's both our colors. So that seems like it's going to be the best. Here we have Eagles of the North once again. It gets our Tundra, so it's a blue-white fixing card. We have Mind Stone, another mana rock, and City of Traders, like a bad Ancient Tomb, basically. Although bad Ancient Tomb is still does the thing. It gets our stuff at our 2-drops out on turn 1, our 1-rings out on turn 3. I think Mind Stone's replaceable. There's a ton of 2-mana rocks, all the talismans. There's a couple other ones. So I think City of Traders, I think, is just on the basis of it being a very unique effect, I'm going to take. I think it's going to be good. Back to our first pack. Not much left. Kind of slim pickings here. I'm going to try to avoid being in green when I'm in artifact deck, so I'm going to ignore all those. Although it is impressive that there is this much green left in the pack. There must be no green drafters around. I think Dam is going to be fine. There's also another blue-white land, which I will take that as well. Dam for us is more of a Wrath of God right now, but if we do end up having black in our deck, it can also be a removal spell. Here we have another Talisman. We have a Grave Titan, which doesn't really work well with our deck, and an Ulamog, which could if we end up with the right pieces, but this I think is just consistent enough that I'm going to take it. If nothing else, it's like a 2-mana rock that I can pay life to make a blue mana. Ignore the green. It's like a Mind Stone that I can pay life to make a blue if I need the colored mana. So that's perfectly reasonable. Alright, so this pack's been going well so far. I have some really good high-end in One Ring and Fractured Identity, and I have a couple of rocks now, some combo pieces, Balance, Candelabra. Definitely a lot to work with here. Witch Enchanter, sure. I don't currently want to run any red cards, so I guess I'll take the Dark Ritual. Unearth seems also unlikely to be good in my deck as well. Baleful Strix is an artifact. And Twisted Spirit Realm is fine. I might end up playing this. It's basically a Banishing Light that can also be used as a blink. Ooh, we have a Mana Crypt, which is quite good. It is what I'll be taking here. Just looking to see what I will wheel. More than likely, Stern Scolding will be something I can pick up on the wheel. Potentially, Mind Twist will definitely be gone. This card's, people like this card a lot. I would definitely play it in my deck. But yeah, probably Stern Scolding on the wheel. Not much else I could perceive coming back. Ghost Vacuum maybe, if people don't respect it. But take the Crypt. Crypt, again, really broken. Similar to City Traders. It just like lets us get out this stuff for free. 1 ring. This one actually 2 turns earlier with the 1 ring. Very, very solid stuff. What does this even blink? Exile target artifact or creature. That's kind of cool. This does blink artifacts as well, which is nice. So I might actually end up playing this. Here we're presented with a bunch of cards that I would love to have in my deck. We have Portal to Phyrexia, Very good if we get enough mana production or if we get a Tinker. Upheaval, again, mana production makes this really good. You bounce everything, then replay it all with the mana. You float all your mana from all your rocks, bounce everything, and then replay all the rocks with the mana you just made. I think this is more, I don't know, they're both pretty specific. I think I'll wheel. Also, these 1 mana removal spells would also, I would take either of them or both of them. Like, there's a lot in this pack that I would take. I think, though, we already have balance. Do we need an upheaval? But they kind of do a similar function where you play a bunch of artifacts and you decimate your opponent's resources while keeping most of your own. They're kind of the same card. I think I'm going to take the portal to Phyrexia, and then we'll see what wheels here. That's weird. It's like a graphical glitch on my Hex Drinker here. It's got a weird black border. Here we have Relic of Sauron, makes a bunch of mana. Walking Ballista is, if we have enough mana, we can, use it as basically like a removal spell, like a fireball, deal X damage, split as I choose amongst a bunch of targets. Basalt Monolith, again, really good. If we get the upheaval back, really good with balance. And Lorien Revealed also can get us either of our blue-white lands. All of which would be good. Bowmasters is also a consideration since it's looking like black is going to be my splash color. This is another pack where there's a lot that I would put in my deck. I would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in this pack. I would not mind adding to my deck. I think Basalt Monolith being just the most generically good with our archetype is going to be the pick here, but it is rough to pass up on all the rest of that stuff. I'm not going to lie, I would appreciate most of that. Here we have Zerta, 1 white, make infinite mana with Basalt Monolith is basically what this reads for us. Spellseeker gets balance, I guess. Although kind of a non-bow, because then I have a creature in play for the balance that lets my opponent keep a creature. Cut down if I splash black. Paradoxical Outcome. Actually, Paradoxical has a lot of good utility. We have a Mana Crypt and a Basalt Monolith. This one's mana neutral. This one's positive mana. A couple Talismans, a Baleful Strix. Although this is going to wheel. No one ever takes this card, so I'm not going to take it here. But if it wheels, I will definitely take it. That is sick. It's really, really cool. And it's a card I don't get to make work very often as well. So that would be very, very neat if I could have a deck where it works. There's also Everflowing Chalice. I think Zerta, though, just having infinite mana in our deck is going to be the move. Okay, interesting. We have a Godless Shrine here, which is good for our Black Splash. Now that we have a 2-card infinite mana combo in our deck, Imperial Seal is looking a lot nicer. Sort of the Meek, if we end up finding Thopter Foundry, is really nice. It also works really well with infinite mana. Infinite mana plus that combo means infinite life, infinite 1/1s. Yeah, there's a lot that I would play here as well. I think I'm going to go with the Sword of the Meek, but it's kind of close. There's a lot that I would take there. Pentad Prism, a card, again, really good with balance. If we get Upheaval back, really good with that. Trinket Mage currently only gets these 2 things, but that's also very good. I think I'm going to take the Pentad Prism, but if we wheel the Trinket Mage, that's solid stuff. Coveted Jewel here is probably going to be the pick, despite the fact that Sensei's Top is also in this pack, and I would play that as well. Excuse me. Oh, there's also Undercity Sewers. I don't like passing up the fixing, but Coveted Jewel I feel like is one of those cards that's so broken in my archetype that I just kind of have to take it. Alright, and then here we have a green card that I could play. This card's pretty decent. This is a good blue-red card I could play. This is blue-white-red fixing. I'm not going to take this because I don't currently have the red fixing, but I will take the red fixing so that maybe later I can take some red cards. Mind Twist did come back, which is interesting. I was going to take Stern Scolding, as I said, but I think Mind Twist is broken enough. I also have some broken starts where I go turn 1, Mana Crypt, Basalt Monolith, turn 2, Mind Twist your whole hand away, so just on the basis that I can sometimes cheese a win, I'm going to take it. It's also just a good card even if I don't. Agatha's currently doesn't do anything for our deck, but there are cards that we could find, like if we get the Ballista back, that it would make it very good. For now, though, I'm going to sideboard that. Relic of Sauron is going to make the cut here. Paradoxical did come back, and indeed, as I said, we'll be slamming that. That's super cool. We get our counter spell. We get a Soul Guide Lantern as Graveyard Hates, and sure, World's Mind Worm. Similar to last draft, we end up with like a lot of playables by pack 2, and now we kind of go into pack 3 and get to be a little bit more picky with the kind of stuff we want to add to our deck here. We currently only have one not a land, so with like these 4, or I guess Mana Crypt is also kind of like not a land. So like 1, 2, 6. We have like 6 of our 28 are like land, so we really only need like, we really don't need any more playables. We could run it like just all lands from here on out and we'd still be fine. But we should still look to see if there's anything broken we can find. There's a lot of fixing in this pack. There's a Palace Jailer, which is a good card, but not, I don't think really what I'm looking for. Miscalc is a 2-mana counterspell. Unfortunately, we also just found Lose Focus, which is basically the same thing, except for instead of having Cycle, it has Replicates. And then, which I think is probably better because it means I can actually counter stuff. So, not looking for that. There's also Skull Clamp if I find stuff to work with that. Yeah, no, I'm just interested in the fixing here, I think. Sheldog is also a really good land, especially when we have big drops in our deck, but I think just making sure I have all my colors is going to be really good. So I think Watery Grave over Shadowy Backstreets. Let's take the Watery Grave. I think this is the better one of the two. They're both good, but the only other utility land I would really want now is the Academy, but I probably won't find it. It's usually the kind of thing people first or second pick. Here we have Tameo, makes artifacts, I guess. We don't currently have anything that cares about our number of artifacts, but there are some cards we could find that would. Next of Becoming is really good with expensive artifacts. No mana fixing in this pack for us, unless we want to splash red, which currently we don't have any cards to do so with. I think Nexus of Becoming is going to be the pick here. Over Sunfall, over Expedition Map, and over Oust. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, there's the Academy, actually. Okay, I was about to say look at Forensic Gadgeteer or Swords, but then I slowly drew my eyes over to this thing, and we're definitely taking it. This card is absurdly busted. Even more so with Candelabra of Tawnos. And it also means that we basically are going to have as much mana as we need, and basically without even trying. Swords I really would like as well, but we already have Pass, so it's not that bad missing out on it. Hopefully we wheel something like Gadgeteer or maybe Shorakai. The Academy. There's an Urza. There's also a Force of Will, but I think Urza is too broken. Like, Force of Will is really good. It means our turn we play something huge, we have backup for it, but I think Urza is going to be too broken to pass up on. Here we have another counter spell in the form of No More Lies. And we also have Leyline Binding. We currently have, what? Plains, Mountain, Swamp, Island. So we can make it a basically 2 mana instant speed removal spell. I think No More Lines is going to be better. It's close. It's definitely close. I think I'm going to take the No More Lies, though. I think this card is going to do us well. Alright, so here we have Ancient Tomb, or a real Ancient Tomb. We already took City of Traders. This is a real Ancient Tomb. We also have, let's see, Coalition Relic to make colored mana. Lotus Petal, I guess, for the paradoxical turns. I'm just going to take the Ancient Tomb. This card's broken. And what next? we have another removal spell. We have, it looks like we're not splashing red at this point. We could take expressive, but we only have one red fixing thing. So probably not the best look. Yeah, this pack's pretty underwhelming. I could take Show and Tell, but my Show and Tell although, okay, hang on. I could Show and Tell Portal to Phyrexia, and then if they put a creature into play with it, I immediately make them sack it. That's kind of funny. Let's take that. I can sideboard it in if it's particularly good as well. Golos. What else is here? There's also Lightning Greaves, but Golos. Currently, we don't have a way to make the green mana to activate him, but just getting the Academy is going to be good enough to run him. So we'll pick that up. So 7, 8, 9. 35 minus 9 is 26. So currently we're at like 26 non-lands in the deck. Oh, interesting. Both the lands I was looking at came back. More fixing or free spells. I think just because we found a Golos, having the utility of getting a Shelldock is going to be nice over more fixing. It stinks. I would have liked at least one fetch land, but we ended up getting no fetch lands, which is a little unfortunate. Or land cyclers. We actually passed up on both the land cyclers we saw, being the white one and the blue one, but that's okay. Okay, we got the expedition map here. Again, helps us find our Academy, or Shelldock, or Ancient Tomb, or even just mana fixing if we need it. We are going to have to make some cuts to this deck as well, similar to our last one. We have, like, just so much going on, playable-wise. What are we looking at? So, I think... Oh, both the things... all three of the cards in this pack that I was looking at came back. So Shorekai makes 1/1s, draws 2 discard. That's fine. The 1/1s aren't that good, especially because we're trying to balance our opponent sometimes. I think Gadgeteer is going to be better. It's like makes mana for Urza, makes artifacts for Tolarian Academy. Plus, I think it also combos. Yeah, it also combos with Basalt, so now we have 2 infinite mana outlets, or infinite mana producers. Except for this one also kind of is an outlet, because you can use that infinite mana to draw cards if you have clue tokens from it. So that's actually probably even better than Zerda, honestly. Zerda is good in other ways, though. Does other cool stuff. Zerda can, like, make me untap more lands with Candelabra. Can, like, make this costs, or I guess that one already costs 1 even with just the Gadgeteer. There's gotta be something. Golos technically only cost Wooburg with Zerda. I don't know. There's some other activated abilities. Relic of Sauron, I think activated ability is like 3 mana, so that one can be reduced by 2 by Zerda. Right? Yeah. So Zerda is better than Gadgeteer on exactly 1 2 3 cards. That's it. Zerda is only better than Friends of Gadgeteer at comboing on 3 cards. And 2 of them don't even really matter. Like, I usually don't activate this second ability in this deck anyway. I don't have a way to make green mana at all, actually. Do I? That makes Grixis. No, okay, I do. I have 1 green. So there is an off chance I can activate Golos, but needing it to cost 5 instead of 6 seems unlikely. Maybe I just cut the Zerda, actually, because we found Friends of Gadgeteer, which I think is just better in every way. I mean, I guess for redundancy, I could play both, but I need to make cuts anyway. Might as well cut the redundant worst version, right? Right now I'm adding 2 basics. Yeah, we need to make a lot of cuts. Jeez, what the heck? Let's go 1 mana cost at a time, I guess. 1 drops, cheap removal. Dark Ritual is interesting because we already have a lot of artifact mana, so this seems unnecessary. I'll drop that. Candelabra, obviously. Expedition, obviously. Soul Guide Lantern is also a 1-mana artifact that I think I want to play, especially, like, just having a main board answer to graveyards is really good in this cube, I feel. So all those are good. Balance, yes. My counter spells, yes. Because we ended up splashing black, damn, doubling as a removal spell or board wipe is nice. Strix, Prism. Oh, we didn't find Sword of the Meat combo. Let's cut that. Good thing I looked at that. Both talismans can stay. Touch Spell Realm. Blinking our own thing is nice. It also kind of protects our thing if we need to. We can also technically use it to get rid of a blocker out of the way if that's necessary. It's just very versatile, the channel ability. And then if nothing else, it's just a banishing lane for exactly artifacts or creatures. Yep, those stay. That's already a land. Outcome. Urza. Yeah, Relic. One Ring, Fractured, Golos, Nexus, Coded Jewel, Battlesphere. Okay, I'm gonna need to like contain these a little bit better so I can like look at the whole deck from one slide. That's better. Okay. Geez, how many does that leave us with? 4 basics? So that puts us at 12 total actual lands plus 1, 2 kind of lands. That's not good. That's only 14 lands in the entire deck. That seems not enough. But everything's so good. It's the same problem I had last time. I don't want to cut anything. These are all good cards. I like them all. I don't know. I guess Relic of Sauron isn't like that amazing. It's basically like a Golem's Eye that makes colored mana, and this slight upside I can draw to discard a card with it eventually. But it does make colored mana, so I'm selling it short by just saying it's an Golem's Eye. Although it does make white mana, notably. It only makes Grixis, and in our deck that's basically just blue and black. Still probably good enough though. This one, putting free 3/3 copies of our artifacts into play. Oh, that seems good too. Coveted Jewel. I didn't find Displacer Kitten, but Coveted Jewel just by itself, I feel like if I'm gonna get it out consistently early, it's like broken. Battlesphere. I guess since I already have Portal, maybe I don't need the Battle Ball. Right? Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe we cut Battle Ball. And I think next is coming, drawing an extra card every turn and making free copies of stuff is just too broken to pass up on. Let's cut like 1 to 2 more. Let's take a look at the 2 drops again. Actually, Soul Guide can sideboard in against graveyard decks, I guess. And main board, 2 drops. What are we at right now? 6 basics? That's 14, 15, 16 lands. You know what? Let's call it there, because I also have Expedition Map to find a land. I also have a bunch of ramp. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is fine. This is going to be, like I said, 14 actual like lands in my deck, but 2 sort of lands, and I also have an Expedition Map and ramp. So I think 14 lands is going to be plenty for this particular deck. And also I get to play all my cool cards, so yay. Oh, I found Urza. Does that mean Agatha's is good enough? I can exile, if they kill my Urza, I can exile him and put a counter on something else to make the something else Urza. Although I don't have that many creatures in my deck. I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it how it is for now. Okay, add basics. We're gonna go with, we have 6 room, it's room for 6 basics. So white, we already have 1, 2, or wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be our total white sources. 6 isn't a ton, but probably fine. Blue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is probably more than enough, honestly. So let's drop a blue source to put another plains in, and then black we have 1, 2, 3. That's it, 3. But I guess there's only like 1, 2-ish cards that need it. Okay, that's fine. add like that, save, and then I think I'm going to try to play a match or two of it too. We got a little time left here. Ooh, some thunder out there. What the heck? It's very let's go first. We have 2 land hand, Plains City of Traders. If we draw 1 land, we can get Relic into play, and then we can start popping off. So I'm going to keep, and I think this is going to work out okay. I think this is fine. Hopefully it's fine. Play Plains and pass for now, but literally any land next turn is going to be phenomenal for us. Any land, that counts as any land. And now we're looking really good. Paradoxical Outcome is not really good in this hand, so I think I'm just gonna, although, no, I'm gonna graveyard it. I'm gonna graveyard it for now, and then I'll pass the turn. So now next turn, assuming it doesn't get countered, I can go Relic of Sauron into Baleful Strix, which is kind of sick, honestly. Plains, if he just goes Plains pass, he's playing Sensei's top. Is that hail? I think that's hail. Wow. Draw our balance, that's cool. Let's go City of Traders. Relic of Sauron. Hopefully he doesn't spell this. He didn't, that's good. Let's tap it for mana for blue and black, and cast Baleful Strix as well. Go on. Draw a card. And pass. They're spinning top. Okay, that's fine. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana here. And I don't know, there's a lot we can do next turn. I think if we play Urza. Oh, he just drew at top. Interesting. So he had 2 cards on top 3. Oh, land mocks into 4-drop. Interesting. His own Relic of Sauron. Very nice. Okay, I respect it. Okay, cool. I guess since we didn't find a land, how do I want to do this? I can play Urza with these 2 things. Let's cast Urza. And then I can remove the relic with the Touch the Spirit Realm if I want to. But then I don't have any mana up for No More Lies next turn. And I think I'd rather just hold up the counter spell just in case something silly happens. So let's go ahead and go to combat and not attack and pass the turn. Yeah, so looks like my ability looks like it's somewhat similar to mine. You got Sensei's Top, Mox, Relic of Sauron, Skyclave Apparition. Interesting. So he's going to target something of mine. I guess I can blink in response. Yeah, that's fine. Resolves. He's targeting Urza. So then... Oh, this is actually kind of awkward. Because now I have to do tap down for blue. Tap down for blue. Use a white. And blink my Urza. And now those phases, I won't be able to know whatever. Yeah, your thing resolves. Hopefully you just know it does something right now. That'd be great. Okay, I can't no moralize that either. That's 1 mana. Play something else so that I can no moralize, please and thank you. It's a no-go. Okay, then my Urza comes back. And I'll make another construct. Okay, and then I'll go to my turn. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I actually have enough mana to portal if I want to this turn. Although, doesn't seem that useful. I just kill his Skyclave. And then I have no mana up for counter spells. Maybe I'll just spin Urza. That's kind of, I could just do that. Or I could actually activate Relic of Sauron. Although I guess that's kind of like the same amount of mana used. You know what? Yeah, let's spin the Urza. Go do this and do this and spin Urza. See what I get off the top. Island. So I can play the island, but I lose City of Traders, and then I can. It like opens up the possibility for me to play more lands next turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. It's fine. City of Traders did its thing. I'll play that. I will go to combat, and I'm just gonna swing with both my constructs, I think. This does put me off of No More Lies and Lose Focus, but I can always just replicate Lose Focus. Alright, and then I'll pass. Alright. He's doing something on my end step here. Oh, he's just spinning top. That's fine. That's A-O good. Fetches. That's something ginormous here. Sunfall. Yeah, I'm gonna no moralize that. Oh, thank you, good sir. Oh, he's got his own counterspell. I guess I should have lose focus replicated instead. Oh, he mana drains my no more lies. Is there anything I can do to get out of this? Kinda not. Yeah, that really stinks. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to exile my entire board. I might as well float a blue before I go out. Yeah, that's not great. If I had replicated the lose focus, I actually would have not had to do this. I'm also nowhere near Portal to Phyrexia now because my Urza is making most of my mana. Yeah, that definitely stinks. Expedition map is interesting. Go ahead and play that, I suppose. the Clarion Academy. It's just an island right now. And then I'll just pass, I guess. That is brutal. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to dig our way out of this one. I think best case scenario is that he plays something I can lose focus. I can lose focus that, actually. So, do that. Cast with replicate on Elspeth. Replicate 1, okay. Yes. And the replicate copy will also target the Elspeth. Same target. Is that how it works? Did that work? I hope that worked. The UI was unclear there. Okay, it did. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, so I lose focus the Elspeth at least, so he can't just start popping off with making a million tokens. And now he's just gonna smack me for 4. That's fine. I'd rather this than, you know, just die to an Elspeth, I suppose. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana currently accessible to us. I think I'm going to start by activating Relic of Sauron for its other ability. I kind of want to just like path this and then balance as well, because then if I go land, no. Then he discards only 1 card. Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, I'll just activate the Relic of Sauron, I guess. We'll go 1, 2, 3, activate, draw 2, discard 1. I'll discard a I guess a balance, since it's not doing anything against this guy's deck. And then I'll play my land for turn, and I guess I'll just pass turn. See what he has in store for us here. I'm thinking I'm just going to path the 4/4 to set myself up for Mind Twisting next turn. Depends on what he does here, I guess. Guessing something big. Oh my god, really big. Oh, it's Coveted Jewel. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to probably Fractured Identity that, if I am allowed to. But before that resolves, I think I'm going to path this before he like draws a counter for my Path Exile. And then I'll go ahead and just pass it here, I guess. Now I'm wishing I didn't get rid of balance. Now he has a bunch of cards in his hand. Giver of Rune. Sure. Okay, so he has 3 cards in hand at 4 mana up. How do I want to do this? So this needs to be 4 to get rid of all of his cards. And then I need this to be 5. So that's 9 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which I do not have. Just this alone being 5 mana leaves me nothing but 2 mana. I think I just have to hope he doesn't have a counter spell, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and tap blue, and 3. I'm going to Fractured Your Coveted Jewel. Please do not counter this. I will cry. Just having it for mana. That's a resolve with 3 white floating. And then he's going to let the card draw part of mine resolve, it looks like. Or no? Perhaps? What is he doing? Wandering Emperor. Ah, I see. That's what he had. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm still going to draw my 3 cards, though. Okay. Now I can start cooking, because now I have a Candelabra of Tawnos and my own Coveted Jewel. He can exile a tapped creature or make it 2/2 or put a counter right now. So let's play my land. And I guess tap this for 3. And then 4/5, or hang on. Play a Candelabra of Taunos. And tap 2 more for a 1 ring. And then I'll tap the Tolarian Academy after all that resolves. For 4 mana, and then with that 4 mana, I can use Candelabra. Yep, I will go ahead and gain protection from everything. And then with the 4 mana I'm going to make here, I can Candelabra 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And that'll untap all of those. I'll tap it again for 4 mana. And play my own Coveted Jewel. I think, right? Yeah, that's fine. Do my own Coveted Jewel. I will go ahead and draw 3 more cards. I will... Oh, goodness gracious. There's a lot of things to do. Go ahead and use this. Why not? Nexus of Becoming. Okay, so I can then... If I want to play Forensic Gadgeteer, so I'm going to tap 3, play the Gadgeteer. Go ahead and cast a Mana Crypt and allow my Gadgeteer to make a clue. My opponent has had enough. He's decided we're done here. I concur. Let's run it back. So we have kind of similar decks. We're both drawing artifacts, make a bunch of mana, draw a bunch of cards. This hand is not great. We have basically only 1 land, because we can't use this land until we have an artifact in play, and we have no 1-mana artifacts. And then this hand is also bad, but I'm going to keep it because I think there are some draws that will get us this hand. It'll turn this hand from a bad hand to an amazing hand really quickly. I think City of Traders is going to go to the bottom. And we'll see how this goes. I think this is fine, especially because we get to Surveil turn 1. So, like, we get to look at a few more cards before having to, oh. This is not the game we want him to have a fast start, though. Okay. Yeah, that's great. I guess I'll Meticulous and Surveil. That will definitely hit the graveyard. Goodbye, and I'll pass. Yeah, this is bad, for sure. Opponent has end step Malcolm. Yeah, we're definitely in some deep trouble here. We're gonna need him to lose a lot of those mana flips. He gets to hit us for 2 loops. Discards a plane. Planes. Hero of Bladehold. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. This is bad. If I go land balance, then I have 1. So right now I have 7 cards in hand. I'd have 5. I'd still have to discard 2 cards to kill his creatures, basically. I could alternatively just path the hero, which I think is better. It also sets me up later to balance his lands away. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go swamp, and then in his upkeep, I guess, set a stop. Or, no, I'll wait till he tries to go to combat, I guess. So I'll just go swamp, pass turn. And then when he goes to combat here, I can try to path the hero. If he has counter for the path, then I'm in some trouble. Maybe I should have done it in his upkeep, because then he wouldn't have double blue up. Yeah, I'm gonna path here, blade hold. If he has like his mana drain, then we're just kind of cooked. But also, it's not actually even that bad though, because he mana drains me, and then I untap and balance. Like, it could be worse. It looks like that's what he's doing though. He's gonna mana drain my path to exile. Indeed. Yeah. Okay. Well, have at you. Go ahead and yield through this turn here. He is dumping his hand extremely quickly, so it's not looking great for my balance as far as my cards in hand. I'm gonna have to lose most of them, but at least I'll wipe his board. Discards Giver of Runes, and then he has no follow-up play. That's good. I guess, God, he's 2 cards in hand. I think I'd rather keep a card than him lose a land. Well, maybe not actually. So if I play this, I'm going to discard 3 cards. If I play this and this, I discard only 2 cards, which would be Paradoxical and something else. Yeah, I'll play the land first. Land, balance. And then I'm going to discard Paradoxical, I think Portal to Phyrexia or something. Or maybe choose 2 cards in your hand. Discard the rest. This UI is so terrible. I'll keep Lose Focus, and I'll keep Academy, I think. Discard the rest. There we go. Alright, and then I just gotta pass and hope he doesn't have another giant threat to murder me. Yeah, I guess I should have pathed in his upkeep. I guess I had to balance either way, though. Well, I guess I didn't have to balance either way, actually. True name Nemesis. Now you tell me. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Baleful Strix. Black blue for a Baleful Strix. When that enters, I will draw a card. I guess I'll cast the Talisman. Is it Mana Tithe? No freaking way you're playing Mana Tithe in a blue deck. Oh, I guess I didn't play my land. I did not think in a million years he was playing Mana Tithe. Okay. He got me. I deserve to lose this one. That's wild. You know, get hit. When 1 turn left to live. And we are dead. On to game 3. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to concede. It's back to sideboarding for game 3. I'm just going to run it back, though. I really have nothing against his deck. I could consider... Alright, hopefully we don't have to mold him too many times here. This is a fine hand. Not exciting, but I'm going to keep... We're on the play. I get the turn 1 expedition map for a turn 2 sack for Academy, so we're not feeling too bad about it. Plus, he had the mulligan to 6. This is, like, not that bad. Play Tundra. Play expedition map. And pass turn. I think swamp and then just pass the turn here is what I want to do. I can hold up Lose Focus, I can hold up Expedition Map Sack. I think I will sack this. Malcolm? Whatever, you go to Malcolm. Solarian is a little rough because I don't have any artifacts currently, so I think I'm going to get like Shelldock, maybe even Ancient Tomb. Although even with Ancient Tomb I don't have double blue right now for Urza, so yeah, I'm just going to get like Shelldock, I think. Yes. And this turn I can just play Shelldock Pass. Portal to Phyrex. And it'll pass turn. Yeah, this is fine. I'm not gonna try to blink it. You can just smack me. Okay. Do I just play Urza this turn? My shields are completely down, and then he has a mana drain. If he has the mana drain, it's just like literally over for my entire game plan. Yeah, it's probably not great. Let's play this, and let's not pay the 3, and let's just pass again. A little boring, but I don't know. It's just not a lot I can feasibly do right now with him just holding up double blue. Yeah, I think this is... Oh, okay. He has a mana. I could have tried to counter that, actually, which might have been the play, but I think this is fine. You can go to combat here. That's also fine. You can hit me. He literally starts casting stuff for free with 4. Yeah, 4 or more chorus counters, so... Not too worried. Are you shocked? Played Shockland and Teferi Time Raveler. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'll try to counter it. Yeah, let's lose focus with replicates on Teferi. Replicate once. And let the replicate resolve with the same targets. I think he's letting it resolve. He is, okay. He lets Teferi get countered. Sure. And then he passes. He doesn't have double blue up this time, though. He does have 1 mana up, which means he could have Mana Tithe. I'm going to go ahead and play my land first, just in case he has Mana Tithe. So we're going to go blue, blue, and 2. Attempt to cast Urza. Let that make a construct, and I'll just pass the turn back to him. So now we have Touch of the Spirit Realm, Channel up, and Path to Exile up, depending on what is needed here. He's going to combat. He's going to attack with Malcolm. I'm going to let that happen. He's going to loot. island away. Okay. I'm assuming he has something here, right? Displacer Kitten. That's spooky. I mean, it resolves. Oh, no. Oh, he's immediately going to end step, though. Okay. What do I do here? I think I path the Giver so that I can touch the Spirit Realm Displacer Kitten on my turn. Like, this is just too scary to let him have, I think. So on your end step, path Giver of Runes. And see if he has a counter as his next. Hey, let that happen. And then go to my turn. Interesting. Okay, and now I think I will just... Do I Coveted Jewel first? Or Coveted Jewel, touch the Spirit Realm on Displacer Kitten? I think so. It seems like he doesn't have a counter spell. Although if he has Mana Drain, ooh, it is so bad. Actually, it's not even that bad because it's his last card in hand. You know what? I'm fine. If he has it, he has it. It's whatever. Coveted Jewel. What are we thinking? Let's it resolve. Okay. So we draw 3. Oh, we get a Talarian Academy. Oh yeah. Play that as my land. I think I actually want to get Oh, actually, hang on. Control Z that. Let's tap this for black. No. Yes. So tap this for black. And tap this for 2 and play a Talisman of Progress. And then I cast Dam onto Displacer Kitten. And then I pay a life to cast this Baleful Strix so I can block this. And then go to combat. And I guess I'll just attack with Urza, right? I don't see any reason not to. It's 1 free damage. And then I'll pass. So assuming he doesn't have a way to kill Strix, and then... Or I guess he can still steal it if he animates Colonnade here, but I'm kind of fine with that. He steals this, I steal it right back. Although that actually does give him an out to draw something good, so maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe this was a bad play. Maybe I should have also, instead of playing Baleful Strix, just touch the Spirit Realm to exile Malcolm. No, then he could still do the thing where he animates and attacks. It looks like that's what he's doing. He's just animating and attacking. Oh, no. He's playing... He's exiling Urza? Oh, counter. Creature and first strike. I see. Okay. Well, I'm just going to chump then. You can declare your attackers. I'm going to declare a blocker. That's interesting. I don't know why he didn't just... I feel like he would have had a better chance of winning this game if he just animated his Colonnade. Alright, on to me then. And... Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think I exiled the Emperor underneath this. And then... How do I deal with the fact that he's going to do that? I guess I got to spin Urza here to see what I get. Let's go 3, 4... Never mind, let's see it. Ridiculous. Okay. So we win match 1 with that deck. This is a cool deck. I think I like this deck. It's got a lot of the things I liked about that deck I was talking about at the beginning of stream, the blue-white artifact deck. It's got the Urza, but it has like some cooler high end. It's got Portal to Phyrexia. It's got Nexus of Becoming, Coveted Jewel, Fractured Identity even, Golos. I think my other one actually had Golos as well, but still. Lots of cool stuff. I hope I get to have some more fun with this deck tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys then. Thanks. I think we're at 3 hours. Yeah, we're actually almost perfectly at 3 hours on the stream. So I'm going to end things off there for today. Like I said, because the Vintage Cube is only up for like 4 more days, I'm going to do another week this week of just Vintage Cube. That's going to be tomorrow and Sunday. And then following that up next week, I'm going to be back to my normal schedule of 3 different games for each of the 3 days that I stream. So yeah, tune in tomorrow if you want to see more Vintage Cube. And thanks again so much for watching. Take it easy, guys.